Hello, I hope you're doing great. Today we are going to continue talking about real-world applications using MAUI and Blazor. Now, before we continue, please remember to visit fairplaytube.bdicostarica.com, click the Buy Me a Coffee icon, and select a donation of your preference. This will help us keep the videos and products free for you. Now, let's get started. Today, what we are going to talk about is how to do text to speech in a multi-platform application for both .NET MAUI and Blazor WebAssembly. Okay, so as you may have seen, this is FairPlayCondos, and this is a condominium administrator, which is an application we have been working on. In the case of .NET MAUI already has an out-of-the-box support for text-to-speech. So you can see that in here we are using text-to-speech dot, I'm sorry, not in here, text-to-speech dot speak async, and we are passing the text, the speech options, which in this case it's sending the locale, right? And the cancellation token. As you can see, this text-to-speech class is part of Microsoft.maui.media. This text-to-speech class, in the case of .NET MAUI, will effectively use the text-to-speech engine in your mobile device. Okay, and now in the case of Blazor WebAssembly, there is it is a little bit different what you need to do in there. So we go to the Blazor WebAssembly project, and you see that we have here this text-to-speech class. This text-to-speech class also implements the iText-to-speech service, which is just an interface we created to have the same methods, because in the rest of the code we are injecting the interfaces. We are not instantiating or using the classes directly. We are just injecting the interfaces. So in the case of the Blazor WebAssembly, what we need to do is invoke a JavaScript code, right? So you see that in here the speak to default speakers async method, which is defined by the interface. It has a different implementation, and the implementation basically what it does is using the Blazor JS runtime to invoke a JavaScript function named speak to default speakers async, right? And then currently I have it in here in the index.html, and you see that in here we have this piece of code. Um, so if speech synthesis is available, we create a synthesis utterance with passing it the text, right? And then we pass the locale. So this will be something like yen-us, um, es-mx for Spanish Mexico, right? And so on. And then we do this speech synthesis.speak utter this. Now, we also want to be able to cancel the speech or the audio, the running audio at any moment, right? So we also have this cancel running audio, speech synthesis dot cancel. So you will see that in here, basically the cancel invokes this cancel running audio function, which is the function that we have in here, and it invokes the cancel of the speech synthesis. Okay, so that is how the interfaces are uh, implemented, right? Those are the custom implementations of the interface that I define. But how or where is that being used? So you will see that in the case of the multi-platform components, we have things like this menu grid, right? And this menu grid has all of the menu items and iterates through all of the items and creates the respective button with the respective icon. The button has the functions on mouse over and on mouse out. The on mouse over async receives the menu item, right? It creates a new cancellation token source, and then he does some things like text to speech, speak to default speakers async, and I pass the title audio cue, which is a property that basically just appends or prepends menu item with the title, which is this, which is passed when you are defining the menu items in the component, right? When you are creating the list of items. So basically, when I put my mouse over the icons, I will hear an audio. So let me run the application and we will see that in a second. So the application is compiling, and after that we will see, or we will, yeah, we will see the screen, and you will see that when I move over an icon in both the MAUI application and the web application, we will hear some audio content. So let me share the MAUI application. So you see it on the screen. And if I put my mouse over, well, in this case, let's do it over the text in here because this is also a component.
Label text. Welcome to FairPlayCondos.
And if I move the mouse out of that text, the audio is stopped. Now let's go to the web application. So this is the web application, and it's similar.
Label text. Welcome to FairPlayCondos.
If I move out, the audio is stopped. Now, in the case of things like the um, like those labels and things like that, um, we actually created custom Blazor components. So you will see that in here, multi-platform components project, I have things like audible button, audible label, and these basically are wrappers for the actual control, and I put the functions in here and they do pretty much the same that we saw for the menu grid items. And then if we go to, for example, the MAUI Blazor application in the shared project, in the shared folder, you see that in here I do things like audible button, I pass the CSS class, I pass the text, and I pass the event callback, right? And that effectively creates the button with the parameters I sent. So that's the way in which we implemented that uh, support for text-to-speech in both the .NET MAUI application and the Blazor WebAssembly application. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much and have a great day. Please remember to visit fairplaytube.pdicostarica.com, click the Buy Me a Coffee icon and select a donation of your preference, and like and share the video.